Hey guys, Hacker here. The mini set just dropped, Throne of Tides, and there's a couple new cards that have come out. I'm not going to go over all of them here. I'm just going to talk about one specific deck that I had my eye on before the mini set, but kind of piqued my interest after I saw one of the cards being released, and that's Mine Rogue, Naval Mine Rogue. So let's hop in and take a look. Here it is. This is 30 cards. Now, the deck operates around killing your opponent with Naval Mines. Very scary. They deal 4 damage when they die, 2 mana, 0/2. They can't attack though, and they have to die. So it can be difficult to proc them, but our deck is built around making them proc, so that's fine. We run Sketch Information to draw a Death Rattle card that triggers that costs 4 or less and triggers it. So that it is immediately 3 mana, draw mine, deal 4 damage. Awesome. We run some Death Rattle synergies as well. Snowfall Graveyard. Your Death Rattle is triggered twice, and that applies to Naval Mines, and it applies to Naval Mines that proc off of Sketch Information. So if you have Graveyard on 3, for example, you play Sketchy, draw a mine, it deals 8. And you add a mine to your hand, which then you can play, kill it off, and deal another 8 damage, and so on and so forth. So you deal damage in intervals of 4 or 8. Counterfeit Blade also works, and this also triggers off of Death Rattles that get drawn off of Sketch Information. So even if you haven't played a Naval Mine, but you go Sketchy on 3, you can play Counterfeit Blade on 4, and then gain the Death Rattle of the Mine, which ends up being, 4 mana, deal 12, because you get 2 swings of 4, plus the Death Rattle from the Mine that it gains, that dies when it dies as well. Other than that, the card operates around drawing other cards, right? Because you want to draw these combo cards. So we have Tradables, we have Cutlass, we have an Extortion in here, we have Shroud of Concealment. We are currently running Maestra and Wildpot Knolls because we are trading a lot early game and drawing cards. The Wildpot Knolls become very cheap very quickly, just like normal Thief Rogue. Helps you fight for board, make sure you don't die by the time you can get your Naval Mine combos going. Prep is good. We can run a lot of spells in this deck. We have a few removal cards that also activate. They work in several different ways. 1, they can be removal. 1, they can be burst. And 3, they can be activators for our own Naval Mines, right? Because if there's a 0/2 on the board, it doesn't die. So we have ways to kill it off. Extortion, Backstab, Tooth, Wicked Stab, which is kind of silly because Wicked Stab can go phase 2. But if you spend a 2 mana, deal 4 Wicked Stab on the Naval Mine with the graveyard up, it actually deals 8. So it does more damage. Yes, we are running some thiefy stuff, and Tooth of Neferin can discover you out of some situations too. Forsaken Lieutenants, this is a card that has not been actually used too much until a deck like this. I think some people were tinkering around with like a Death Rattle Rogue when it initially came out in Fractured Eldritch Valley. But basically, this works very well with the Mine. You play this first, it's stealth, then you play the Mine. It gains the Death Rattle and has Rush, and it becomes a 2/2. So you can rush the new Naval Mine into something, and it dies, which is good for removal, and it's good for immediately proccing it. So that's nice as well. The new card in the mini set is the Shatter Chandler. It's a 1 mana 1/3 elemental that reads Battlecry. Your next Death Rattle minion costs 1 less, but immediately dies when played. So this serves as an activator. It technically costs 0 mana because you pay 1 mana, but it discounts the next Death Rattle you play, which would be the Naval Mine, which you have to spend mana on anyways. But it kills it off, right? It's like a backstab in that sense. However, it's a weird backstab because it also, you can play it, for board, which is nice. It's also tutorable from Shroud of Concealment, like all the minions here. So that's kind of nice too. Now, it is worth noting that you do have to play the Forsaken Lieutenants before the Naval Mines. And you have to be careful with the Shatter Shambler because sometimes you will forget that your next Death Rattle procs, and you might kill off a mine without meaning to. So you need to be careful about triggering the mines when you want to with the graveyards. Sometimes you don't even need graveyards. There were a couple of games where I just killed my opponents with enough Naval Mine procs, a couple of Knolls to the face, and a Counterfeit Blade, and that just kind of worked. That's the whole deck. There's Gone Fishing in here as well because it's just efficient card draw. Cutlass is really nice for discounting the other spells, like trading Cutlass on 2 into any of the 3 mana stuff is really, really nice. Snowfall Graveyards you don't necessarily want to play immediately on turn 2 or 3. Definitely not on turn 2. On turn 3 you can consider playing it. It might not get a full set of triggers if you're only proccing a little bit on 4 and 5, but if you have the mana to spend it and you kind of need to spend mana, you can consider on 3. I generally play it on like turn 4 or 5 and then kill on turn 6, 7, maybe 8 if it's a little bit slow. The deck does lack, the deck has some card draw, but it also lacks card draw because you need quite a few pieces together to get these combos going. But a lot of your cards just do damage, so you don't need like an entire set of combo. You just need some of the combo pieces, and then you assemble them together to do enough damage. Whew, wow, I spoke very quickly there. Anyways, yeah, that's the vibe. That's the vid. Ship the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Here's some very, very cool games. There's some games where you just completely kill your opponent absurdly from 30 on like turns 5, 6, and there's games where you kind of just flub because you don't draw enough cards. So the deck is a little inconsistent, and I did see that a bit today, but it is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing Mind Rogue, and I hope you do too. Have a good one. Catch you guys next time. Okay. You've confirmed Mime Rogue is the best deck in the game. It does look pretty cool. I'm gonna try the Extortion first, because I don't want the Cutlass discount going on the Extortion. Are you not supposed to keep mine? I have no idea. I have no idea. Well, that's unfortunate. I didn't think about this. I think I'm supposed to play this. That's kind of awkward. Get you back. Dun, 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 dun. So trading lets me push 4 face next turn, which I think is fine. So it's about the same. 4 damage goes face either way. But if I go face, they could windchill and hit me in the head. Is it just lethal? It does look lethally. Dun, dun, dun. Backstab just to make sure it dies. And next turn we can go Naval Mine, Wicked Stab it, and Dagger. They could Frostbite their own 3/3 though. Oh my god, it's a Gorlock Ravager. Okay, cool. Well, this seems good. I am going to want Prep and Snowfall, but I probably don't want it before the minions. I probably want the minions. Okay. Tempo good. Controller wins 9% of the time against it. I don't think it's 90, but yeah, I do feel like Control Warrior would beat this deck very often. I could slow this down. So I could go Snowfall Graveyard Gone Fishing. But I think I'd take it slower. So this dies right now, and this is Rush. So we have 16 from hand right now, which is kind of absurd. Like, if they play a Handmaiden here, they die. Chat, they don't know. Chat, they lack critical information. Well, I mean, honestly, they should have just played around it, right? It's really their own fault. Sorry, I'm muted. I think this is lethal now. Oh, I have to attack face first. So now this trades. This trades. This goes face. And then we stab our mine. And that's lethal. Achievement unlocked, Minesweeper. We didn't even have a Snowfall Graveyard there.